As we ring in the new year, property owners across the province will soon be receiving their BC Assessment notices in the mail. BC Assessment has released that the total value of real estate in BC for 2024 is almost $3 trillion, which is a 3% increase from 2023. And there are now just over 21 million properties in the province, only a 1% increase from last year. BC Assessment's deputy assessor has this message for homeowners worried about paying their property taxes.
It's important to note that an increase in assessment doesn't always equate to an increase in property taxes. As noted on your assessment notice, it's actually how your property assessment changes relative to the average change in your community.
According to BC Assessment, the majority of the top 10 most valuable residential properties of 2024 can be found in Vancouver's Point Grey and Kitsilano neighborhood. The most expensive property in BC is the one behind me here, valued at almost $82 million on Point Grey Road, which is owned by Lululemon's founder, Chip Wilson.
Most people are going to see small changes in the value of their homes, maybe a little bit up, maybe a little bit down, depending on their neighborhood and whether they're in a condo, townhome, duplex, single family.
According to UBC Associate Professor Thomas Davidoff, despite most property values stabilizing, the housing affordability in the province hasn't gotten better. He says it's still very hard to get into the housing market.
You need an income of over $500,000 really to pay for a $2 million house, and that's just not something most people have.
With inflation and the cost of living already high, some are struggling with housing affordability.
People are paying too much for mortgages, too much for interest, too much for all these costs associated with the cost of living.
I'm always watching the interest on the mortgage. That's probably my area that's most concerning to me, because I have a mortgage coming due in the next year.
We need to deflate the cost of housing, put restrictions on who can buy and who can sell, and stop this inflation. And the sooner they do it, the better.
Davidoff says more is being done to ease housing affordability, but the demand is greater than the supply.
We have a lot of people moving to Canada over time, and I don't think that's likely to change. More people means more people looking for homes, and that pushes up rents and prices. So what's the policy solution? Allow more homes to get built, do deregulation.
If homeowners want to appeal their annual property assessment, the deadline is January 31st. In Vancouver, Angela Bowers, City News.